Is what we are seeing in the news today a fulfillment of what the Bible predicted 2,000 years ago? What if the end isn't a sudden crash? What if it's a slow, quiet unfolding that has already begun? Look at the headlines from this month, March 2026. The Euphrates is failing. The Middle East is in a flame front we haven't seen in generations, and a blood moon just painted the sky over a world on the brink. Tonight we aren't just looking at the news, we're looking at the blueprint. Because if you look closely at the events in Tehran, Jerusalem, and even your own digital wallet, you'll realize the clock didn't just start ticking, it's already striking midnight. Let's start with a geographical anomaly that should be impossible: the Euphrates River. For 6,000 years, this river was the bloodline of civilization. But look at the data from early 2026. In Iraq and Syria, the flow has dropped to historically lethal levels. But it's what's under the water that's truly terrifying. As the water vanished, ancient tunnels and mysterious caves have emerged near the Anna region, structures that haven't seen the light of day since the time of the ancient kings. Now, listen to the specific words of Revelation 16:12. The sixth angel poured out his bowl on the great river Euphrates, and its water was dried up to prepare the way for the kings from the east. Why does the Bible care about a dry river? Because for millennia, the Euphrates was the natural, impenetrable border between the West and the massive armies of the East. In March 2026, with the Strait of Hormuz currently choked by conflict and traditional naval routes becoming a graveyard, land routes are becoming the only way to move massive military hardware. The drying of this river isn't just a climate event, it is a tactical clearing of the path. Are the kings of the East, the rising powers of Asia, already positioning their pieces for a march that was prophesied 2,000 years ago? But the water isn't the only thing drying up. On February 28th, the world changed. The joint U.S.-Israeli operation that targeted high-level leadership in Tehran didn't just spark a regional war, it ignited a prophetic powder keg. We are watching Ezekiel 38 and 39, the Gog and Magog prophecy, moving from a theological possibility to a terrifying probability. The Bible describes a coalition of nations led by a power from the far north, joining with Persia, modern-day Iran, Cush, and Put to descend upon the mountains of Israel. Look at the alliances formed this very month. As Iran retaliates, notice who is standing with them and who is staying silent. The Bible says in the latter days Israel would be isolated, a burdensome stone for all nations. Today, in March 2026, as the smoke rises over Lebanon and the Gulf states scramble for cover, the stage is set exactly as the prophets described. This isn't just geopolitics, it's the gathering described in Matthew 24:6. You will hear of wars and rumors of wars, but the end is not yet. But not yet is getting closer every hour. Just 3 weeks ago, on March 3rd, the world looked up to see a total blood moon. To the scientist, it's a mere eclipse. To the prophet Joel, it's a signal fire in the heavens. Joel 2:31 warns, "The sun shall be turned into darkness, and the moon into blood, before the great and terrible day of the Lord come." But the heavens aren't the whole story. On the ground in Jerusalem, something even more controversial is happening. Last year, in July 2025, reports surfaced of the first red heifer being prepared for sacrifice, a ritual not seen in 2,000 years. Why does this matter? Because according to the Temple Institute and ancient Hebrew law, this is the final requirement for the purification of the third temple. If a sacrifice happens on the Mount of Olives, it triggers a chain reaction that billions of people believe leads directly to the appearance of the man of sin. Whether you believe it or not, the people making the decisions in the Middle East do believe it. They are acting on it right now. While we watch the wars, something else is being built in the background. A cage. But this cage isn't made of iron bars.